Hello, and we're back with another Enquire PRO interview, this time with Alexander Simon. How are you doing today, Alex?
I'm fine. How are you doing, Brian? Thank you for having me.
Doing well, doing well. Thanks so much for joining us. You are based in Europe, and have you? I just wanted to really get into your professional background a little bit. Have you always been based over there, and kind of what industries have you worked in?
Well, I'm Austrian. So my first company, I naturally started in Austria when I was very young. And without going into the details, so over the last almost 30 years, I did everything what you could summarize, or many things what you could summarize under management and IT consulting. The last years with an emphasis on innovation and business model improvement. Most of the time I was, how should I say, I stayed in Europe, or I was based in Europe. However, I have family in Europe and in Southeast Asia, to be specific, in Thailand. So I should say, so during the last years, I spent a lot of time in Thailand. Currently, I'm staying in Vienna, but with the outlook to go back to Thailand and to rock the market there. It's a very, how should I say, it's a very vibrant market, the Southeast Asian market.
It absolutely is, and so I guess talk a little bit about how you are transitioning into consulting and how you view the consulting field, particularly in light of a lot of the AI innovation that's happening right now.
Okay, so let me put it like this. So when I started as a consultant, so I should say in Austria, you need to be licensed. So you cannot do it. You need to acquire a license and you undergo training and testing besides your academic record. You, how should I say, a client approached you and say, we have got a problem or we have a new idea. And then you walk there in person and you jointly develop the vision together with the client. So they wove in the idea and the consultant wove in a professional concept, so to say, how to get to a strategy and how to get things done. And it was, how should I say, working jointly on site. And how should I say, you could see over the years that this was evolving or changing. So while in the beginning you were involved in a very early stage, so Alexander, we have got an idea, it's still, how should I say, it's still in the making, but if you could walk over for a coffee, so you got involved quite early. It changed to what some experts call productized consulting. So the customer has a problem, a very specific one, and they want an answer. So ideally, they can download the answer in the form of a white paper or in the form of a brief consultation, because, how should I say, they stacked up their consulting competencies in-house. They have so-called in-house consultancies. They have according training. They don't have the trade permission here in Austria, but they have according training. They are smart people and they know a lot. And it's rather, how should I say, looking for the gaps. So they need something to know urgently. They don't know it yet. And they want to find someone who delivers exactly that knowledge nugget, so to say. This is how it evolved. And I can see that it is in another transition. How should I say? So the role between the consultant and the client, it starts more to blur. So I should say there's where it goes, to my mind, is there are smart people out there. They have their expertise in their area. They have their academic backgrounds, and they co-create something new. So they collaborate something new. And how should I say, this is a vision where I try to contribute with new services and new seminars that will be available in an online format. And this is why Enquire AI resonates a lot with me, because how should I say, when it comes to this vision of this, how should I say, of this collaboration, this online collaboration of experts, it seems that Enquire AI and myself seem to be on the same page, even if we tackle it in a different way. So I'm not a competitor to them, to say that clearly. I'm just a pro user.
Well, that's great. And so you started out as an expert on the platform. You were one of tens of thousands around the globe that were identified and sought out because of your expertise and your background. What was that transition like into seeing more of the client dashboard with Enquire PRO and being able to use some of the tools in the ways that had been used to consult with you in the past?
Well, that was amazing. So it was amazing in the sense of, how should I say, I told you that I'm working on new services. The question always is, okay, you should empathize with your ideal client and then
Hmm.
see what they need. So the question for a consultant is always, what do my clients want to know? So I should say you can reason about it, you can ask them, you can do market survey, you can do desktop research, but on Enquire AI in the Pro edition, so you have a small field that tells you what
Hmm.
people are currently asking for. And this is, how should I say, this is a live update, what your target group or other experts are currently looking for. And this is a highly valuable asset so that you see what is going on. You know? So you have your idea what they want, what your clients want to know, and you can track in real time whether that is the case or whether it is not. And how should I say, this is a real great asset. And another, how should I say, another important or another added value of the platform is that you can see who else is around, where are they located, what is their background, what is their added value over you, what is your value added over them, and how you could collaborate. So, and this is amazing. But how should I say, so the most amazing thing where the network pulse is, because how should I say, you get a message with a highly interesting question and you ask for your expertise and you get a convenient way of answering that. So, how should I say, on the one hand, we all become experts or consultants because we want to help other people. Someone wants to know something or someone wants to tackle an issue, and you claim to be the expert to provide that knowledge that is necessary. And here on an Enquire, you can prove it and add value to the community. And the second thing is it's highly inspiring. So sometimes you get asked questions you did not think about it yet, although you have the knowledge to answer it based on your experience and your track record, and then it's highly inspiring to do it. So if I would have to wrap it up, it's highly inspiring to use Enquire AI in many ways as a knowledge work.
Now, I happen to know that you are thinking ahead on some of these things and kind of where the consulting world is going, particularly with AI. What are your predictions over the next few years? Even if that might be planning too far ahead, just with the rapid innovation that's happening in that space. But what do you think consulting plus AI will look like in the next few years?
Well, that's a great question. And actually, the time horizon, how should I say, it's narrowing down. So when I
Mm-hmm.
started to think about what I call consulting 5.0, so how will consulting look in the future, I thought, okay, this is going to happen over the next 10 years. Now, with AI, I would say, okay, maybe we have it in 3 years almost, or maybe 5 years, but then it will be there. So how should I say, so to pick out some, how should I say, some aspects, and without, I could elaborate on this for hours here, but I pick out some key facts.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing is that the sphere of the consulting and the clients, they seem to blur. So in the sense of there are smart people out there are knowledge workers out there, and sometimes it is me who needs some knowledge and I want to ask someone, and someone it is others who need knowledge from me. And how should I say, if you imagine this globally, so there is not just someone else and me. If you imagine this globally and you see there are millions, if not billions, knowledge workers out there, frankly, no one can overview that, where they are based, what is their added value, what they can do. So you have to rely on a platform where you say, this is the issue that I want to tackle, and now find me the best experts to work on it. So this was something that I had in mind and I was thinking about it. And when I opened Enquire AI Pro, I said, okay, wow, someone pretty much ahead of the curve. So this is absolutely what we are doing, or this is absolutely where it is heading for. And another aspect is, I mentioned before, that small little box that tells you what clients are currently asking for, knowledge workers are currently looking up for. So how should I say? So if you take this little box and you interpolate it in the future where it could go, you could say, okay, I could do real-time queries. In what regions are people looking for what? People in industries. So in an industry, how should I say? You pick an industry, you pick a region, you pick a persona, so to say, and you say, what are they looking for? You can monitor this over time. So what I want to come to, based on the information what people are looking for, you can come up with predictions what will be in demand in 3 months, 5 months, 1 year. So I think it will be possible to see what will be, how should I say, in demand. You can come up with a more accurate forecast which topics will be in demand. And knowing that what will be in demand, you can already start looking out for experts that will deliver or supply this or how should I say, supply this knowledge and meet this demand. And how should I say, it seems that Enquire AI is already doing that, or at least experimenting with it. So it's one of the first version, but this is where it is going. And the third aspect that I would like to take out is, well, how should I say, when you went to clients and you were an expert in a certain industry, in a certain topic, so I should say a lot of, when they asked you something, a lot of was repeating what you have already told to other people. So kind of a lecture, and then you came to the specifics. So these repetitions get eliminated. So as I said before, so this productized consulting already demanded the way where they say, okay, you told this already to 10 people, so please write a paper, send it to us for free. And then we are, how should I say, and then we just want to follow up with you on the specifics, on our specific pressure points. So what this means for consultants is that we do not sit in our offices and wait for the client to call. We have to become more proactive. So seeing the demand that is currently out there, seeing and forecasting the demand in the future and relating it to our specialities. So we need to start to create now what will be in demand of tomorrow. And I should say creating this, so will be enhanced by AI. We all have our materials, we all have our slides, and I should say we always used to say, when we want to learn something new, we find a project and then we learn it there. So those times are over. So I should say the learning time, so to say, is over, or in this way it is over. So we have to build on our current knowledge and enhance it by AI and create something new today for what will be in demand tomorrow. And again, Enquire AI does this with either so their AI client, because I should say they do a very smart thing. They use the network pulses, the questions and the answers to train their specific AI, so that they will be, I should say, able to answer questions that will be in demand in the future. So the AI will be trained already, and if it cannot answer it, there will be someone who can add the missing link. And how should I say, so this proactive AI-enhanced consulting with peers and knowledge workers all over the world facilitated with AI, so this I think is the future, what I was talking about when I was talking about Consulting 5.0. And as I can see, Enquire AI is already ahead of the curve when it comes to that, because they take out those three aspects and sort it with the platform.
That's brilliant. Thank you so much. Two other things that I wanted to ask you about. This is something that's been kicking around in my marketing brain for a little bit, but the idea of sort of the let's call them big box AI chatbots. The Chat GPTs, the Claudes, the Groks, all of those that are pulling in a massive amount of information and sort of looking for consensus, looking for synthesis within the information that they get. What do you think? Is there a role for sort of maybe more of the boutique AI, something that is specifically trained on these questions, like what an Enquire PRO is building right now with IDA?
Well, what I can tell you from my experience, so I'm using those tools because I'm creating content. I'm using them for content creation. I'm using them for writing copy. I'm using them for proofreading emails that I send to prospects in, how should I say, in other areas that I'm not familiar with. So how should I say, so the application is broad, but how should I say, so at the current time, the DI clients are like an apprentice, so like an intern that you get from a university. So sometimes they inspire you. You tell them, how should I say, like if you work with an intern, you say, see, let's call him John. Let's say our intern is called John. You would say, John, this is something we are working on. Do some desktop research and get back to me within 1 week. And John would tell, yeah, we had this at university. I don't need 1 week. So this is what we learned at university. This is my personal experience with it. And if you want, I can follow up on that. And you get the answer within an instant. And you think, oh, wow, this guy is so brilliant. So this is an intern. We should promote him to board.
Mm-hmm.
So 2 weeks later, you ask a question where you think this is rather routine for you. And you say, John, could you do this and that? And John would come up with a very first draft, and you would say, man, what happened yesterday? Did you party? I mean, this is, how should I say, this is very basic information. I don't need an intern who has an academic track record for that. I could ask anyone on the street for this. And this is, how should I say, so sorry to the Johns out there, as I was randomly picking this name. So this is how I have seen AI. Yeah? So at the current stage, you need to work with it like an apprentice, meaning that you, how should I say, you cannot rely on the answer. So you need the expertise and you need to proofread the answer and judging to your best knowledge. You have to, how should I say, you have to gauge whether this is now a brilliant, inspiring answer, whether this is the fantasy of an intern,
Right.
or whether this is totally off topic. And this is how you would work with interns, and this is how you would work with AI at the current stage. And so what I want to come to is, if we want AI to really, how should I say, provide reliable information or provide reliable expertise in a certain field, then I suppose it has to be trained, how should I say, very well, and the answers have to be reviewed, and this is an ongoing process, because how should I say, the world doesn't stop moving. So how should I say, so when I see, so these generic AIs, they do a pretty good job, but at the current stage, with the current, how should I say, so with the current resources, there is the need to focus on at an area where you would say, okay, here I am the expert, or here we want to provide expertise, and then train the AI for a specific niche or for a specific field. So you use the term boutique AI. So the question is, boutique, how should I say, how many customers do you want to serve, or how big it would be the boutique? But I think the message behind it is, yes, I agree with you. So there are, how should I say, there are currently some companies that are really cashing in and earning big bucks, because, how should I say, to say it with Schumpeter's words, they have a temporary monopoly. So they are the first one that come up with an AI where people say, okay, wow, let's follow up with this. But AI is copied. The technology is not new. So I was working with the first language model almost 25 years ago, in the area of speech recognition. It was not comparable what it can do now, but how should I say, there is academic research to it. So other companies will pick it up. They have the same resources. There will be, how should I say, currently, maybe there is a chip shortage. This supply, how should I say, but that there will be enough supply. You will get enough chips. So how should I say, the competition, so how should I say, the field will be leveled over the time, and I think this can go very quickly. And then it will rather be you to figure out what niche you want to serve and provide a highly trained and especially reliable AI for that field. So I think this is where the future will go. Huh? So how should I say, the first consultants were also earning the big bucks, and now you are supposed to be very specialized in your field and explain exactly what you are doing and what kind of value you are going to deliver. And I think this will also come to AI. So what I don't think, so this is the second part of your question, so to say, that there is a super AI that answers everything. So I don't see it.
Right. So we'll continue to see things specialize and niche down into the various fields, just like, I guess, the way the humans that are behind some of these machines have done as well.
How should I say, so I was asking myself, so AI is involving, there will be, how should I say, also resources, there will be more resources. We will see what quantum computing can do for it. We can see what new microprocessors can do for it. We will see where it goes. But how should I say, I was asking myself, so, okay, let's assume there is a super AI, the maximum what you can get with the resources that are available. So what is going to happen then? And I thought, well, let's see how the humans do it. So let's take the superhumans out there. So how should I say? There are experts in their field. How should I say? Very brilliant minds. But how should I say? Even those people have, those superhumans, if you want to call it like them, have their limits. When they reach those limits and questions go beyond their horizon, so what are they doing? They are collaborating. They are, how should I say, they are calling someone else who could have the answer, or someone who is a brilliant mind, another brilliant mind, and they sit together in design thinking workshops, or they have a coffee or whatsoever. And I think there will also be a kind of collaboration among guys. Maybe they won't go for a coffee, but how should I say, there will be kind of, how should I say, there will be kind of collaboration among different guys to tackle even bigger questions. The question then will be, who is going to facilitate that exchange among guys? Who will be the first one to facilitate that? And how big will be the bucks that they earn then, and for how long can they maintain this temporary monopoly then?
Very good questions. Yeah, that will be fun to watch though. When that news headline pops up one day that some of these are really starting to collaborate in a meaningful way. That'll take a lot of compute power at the same time too. So it'll be very interesting to see. One last question for you. I know that you've had a chance to take advantage of some of the networking aspects of Enquire PRO. So I want to talk to you about that in terms of Enquire Bench and the search and things like that. And just what is your strategy as you are seeking out people on the platform and adding them to your broader network?
Okay, now that's a great question. So as you can imagine, so the first thing, or one of the first things that I did when I was a pro user is, okay, who else is there? Yeah? Because now should I say this is some kind of human curiosity. So when you go to a networking event and they say, okay, like if Enquire AI would have invited us to a big event and would say, okay, now you are going to meet another 10,000 experts that have been invited like you. So the first thing is you get curious. But I should say, so after this curiosity phase and browsing through the profiles and getting inspired who is there and who is already pro and who is not and who would become pro. So after, I should say, this self-facilitated gibberish, so to say, I've thought about, okay, what could be a more structured way to enhance what Enquire is giving me here. Because actually they are giving me access to pre-selected, very smart pre-selected people. And then I was thinking of, okay, so I'm preparing to enter the Southeast Asian market, as I mentioned before, and I would not say that I'm a totally beginner there, but I should say I need some expertise, so to say. So I have, how should I say, so like other companies, I have segmented that market. So in the beginning, I segmented for countries and regions. Because I should say they have different languages, they have different habits. So it makes sense to, as a start, for starters, it makes sense to say, okay, we segment it by region or by country. So what I did is I was looking out for experts starting at a country, let's say Malaysia. So I would say, who is there from Malaysia? And I was browsing through the profiles and getting an idea how many are there. So I should say, if there would be 50 people, I would say, okay, I really take the time to e-meet, so to say, all those 50 people. But if there are more, then I would have to narrow down. And then I would say, okay, I'm offering training and consulting services in a specific field, so in the field of innovation. So who is somehow related to innovation? Because he's an innovation expert, an innovation consultant, working at a university, working as an editor for a publishing company, or in one of the target industries that are, how should I say, that are getting everything they can get about innovation. And so I was working through, how should I say, so I was working through it country by country, and have started to create, how is it called, expert benches. So I've created expert benches on a country per country basis. So how should I say, they do not get notified. So currently it's anonymous, so to say. But when I start, I already have a pre-selection. I said Malaysia before. If I wanted to sell my services to Malaysia and I would have a specific question, well, I would open my experts bench and see who is there. and then see, okay, what is the best way to reach out to them? So is there someone who might be interested in collaborating with me? Then I would approach them, introduce myself as a peer, Enquire AI expert, and follow up with them. Or if I would say, I would like to, how should I say, to get their expertise, but I do not want to reveal my identity, I probably would issue a network pulse. So my understanding is that I can narrow it down, and I would issue a network pulse to relevant experts, then would get their answer, and then I still could see whether I follow up with a pulse call or whether what they provided me already would resolve my issue.
That's a great strategy in terms of finding future collaborators and even doing a little bit of an unsolicited proposal if you wanted to, using those bench pulses. So great use of that. That's really inspiring, and I think it's something that others could definitely benefit from as well. So really glad to hear that you've been able to use so much of the Pro platform and that you've enjoyed your experience as an expert. Was there anything else that you wanted to add, just in terms of how things are, where they're going, how you're using it, or any of your future plans as well?
How should I say? I'm really happy that they found me. Yeah, so because actually this happened to me. Yeah, so I think they were called global wonks, right? So I should say when they approached me, they were still the global wonks, and I was very happy to be boarded, and I'm very happy to be one of their experts, and I'm also honored to be one of their experts. And how should I say? As I said before, Enquire AI and myself, we seem to be on the same page with regarding a lot of things, and where consulting is headed for, the trajectory for knowledge work, so to say. So as I can see, so the platform, how should I say, it's one of the first versions. But how should I say, I do not want to downgrade. They had, how should I say, the courage to start at a very early point. No? So if before I told you, so I was thinking about consulting 5.0. So I was sitting in my armchair drinking coffee and, how should I say, developing some cool visions and writing them down. But they are actually doing it. Yeah? So when I saw it, I say, okay, those people really have courage, yeah? Because they have an idea, a vision, but they sit down and they founded a startup, they get it funded, and they are out there and they are doing it. So should I say, this provides value to many of us. So it provides value to me as an expert, and it provides value to me as a business thinker, how should I say, reasoning about the trajectory of consultants. But on the other hand, they provide value to other consultants, they provide values to clients, they provide values to, how should I say, potential founders that want to testify an idea at a very early stage. So they are getting, how should I say, they are getting the chance to talk to world-class experts. And how should I say, so the fee for a network pulse, yes, there is a fee, but if you would call to one of the big five and asking to talk to one of the consulting partners and consult with them, I think you could, how should I say, you can use, you can afford the Pro membership for a couple of years, I would say. So you get a very economic way. So if I would have to summarize it, I would say we are all on a journey, and Enquire AI is one of our tour guides, so to say, because they had the courage to nail it down and to start very early with a startup. They invited us to join, and it will be, how should I say, it will be amazing to see where we go together. So, and I will be very happy to further to maintain an exchange with you and with the Enquire team, and then let's see where we go. I think it will be an excellent journey. There is a trajectory. We have a vision about it, although it's not cast in stone yet. But I think there are the right people gathered on that platform, and it will be fun to see where it takes us.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your story, and I think it will be inspiring to other people who are really just getting started as well. And very happy to hear that things are going well in terms of your experience with the platform. And best of luck as you expand your consulting efforts internationally. And we'd love to stay in touch and understand how you're using it as well.
Thanks again for the chance. Thanks for having me. And I'm looking forward to the further collaboration.
Sounds great. Thank you so much, Alexander.